A halter neck top is made up of three things, which are the front piece, the back piece, and the straps or neckband, as the case may be, which I will be explaining into details in the course of this tutorial. However, a halter neck is a style of women's clothing strap that runs from the front of the garment around the back of the neck, generally leaving the upper back uncovered. In this tutorial, I will be showing you how to make a halter neck top with band around the neck, which I'm going to start by drafting the pattern, followed by the sewing part of the tutorial. My name is Bolaji, and if this is your first time of watching my video, welcome to Reggie School of Fashion, and make sure you subscribe to my channel because on this platform, I upload fashion designing content regularly for both male and female, using pattern drafting, which is the world standard method in clothing construction. Without further delay, let's get started. In drafting a halter neck top, a basic bodice block is needed, which I've drafted on my pattern paper. If you don't know how to draft a basic bodice block, or you are not sure you are doing it in the right way, I have a well-detailed tutorial on how to draft a basic bodice block. The video is in 3 parts, part 1, 2, and 3, where you will learn how to draft a basic bodice block correctly. Because basically on my channel, I make use of pattern drafting method in all my tutorials, so that at any point in my video you will always catch up with me. The videos has been linked up in the description box already, so make sure you watch this video after watching this particular one. Okay, so I have my basic bodice block drafted, and this is for the front. So this side is the center front. So now I've labeled my pattern, and here is the chest level, the bust point, empire level. Empire level is the same thing as under the bust level, and I have the waist level. So also I plotted my darts on my basic bodice block. This is a basic dart. Okay, so here is the shoulder line, and here is a basic neckline. The basic neckline is 3 inches by 3 inches, 3 inches for the width and 3 inches for the depth. And also I have the shoulder line, and I have the armhole. So from the starting point, this line is the starting point line, up to the chest level I have half of the armhole. And because this is a sleeveless top, I maintained the exact measurement. For example, the measurements I'm working with for the armhole is 16 inches. And the armhole depth is half of the armhole circumference measurement. So half of 16 is 8. So from the starting point to this point, I have 8 inches. If my pattern is going to be, so I have 8 inches. If this top is going to be with sleeve, I will add extra half of an inch. So the armhole depth will be 8.5 inches. But because this is a sleeveless top, I have to maintain the 8 inches. Okay, so and I have the armhole constructed. Now to the point of making an halter neck, I have 2 areas to work on, which are the armhole area and the neckline area. These 2 points, these 2 areas are what makes up a halter neckline. Okay, so here is the armhole point. This side is a 1 inch that I measure downward in constructing the shoulder line. So now you have to put this in mind that when you are making an halter neckline, this is going to be without shoulder line. No shoulder line at all. There is no shoulder line. That is point number 1. Point number 2 is you don't need a very wide neck, because the neckline has to be transferred to the back. No shoulder line. You are not joining the front and the back shoulders together, right? So you don't need shoulder line at all, except in special cases if you are trying to bring out something special or something new from making a halter neck top. But basically, what halter neck is all about, it has to be without any shoulder line. That is the second one. You maintain the neck depth. You don't make the neck too wide. Okay, so the neck depth I have here is 3 inches. That is the basic neck depth. So I will connect this point to meet the chest level. That is the armhole point. You can see what I have here. Okay, so I will take my armhole curve ruler, then position it. So I will take my armhole curve ruler like so. So this is more or less like reconstructing the armhole, like I'm reconstructing my armhole. Okay, so when you are positioning your ruler, you have to put in mind how much you want this side to expose. If you are trying to cover up this side, so which means you will not use the curved part of your ruler. You will not make use of the part that is too curvy. You get? You adjust this as much as you can. But if you don't mind making this part exposed, you can just adjust your ruler and make it curvy. You can see this is deeper. If I should construct the armhole like this will be more deeper than the previous positioning, so which I'm showing you right now. So can you see what I have for this? So this will be more deeper than this. But if I'm trying to cover up this side, as in I don't want it to exposed, so I will adjust my armhole ruler in such a way the curve is not much. And I will have something like this. Okay, so can you see what I have? This is first line and this is second line. Okay, though this will be more beautiful than this. This curved one will look more beautiful than the other one. So the beauty of an halter neckline is the curve you have for the armhole. Another point you need to put in mind is that when we are making an halter neck top, the back panel is usually an open back or a low back. So when you get to the point of drafting the back, I will explain this into details. As far as this front panel is concerned, it is ready. I'm done with the drafting of the halter neck top. Okay, so when you are making an halter neck top, irrespective of the style you are making, just have it at the back of your mind that the upper part is what you'll be drafting last. Just reconstruct the armhole from the neck depth, from your neck width point to the chest level, and you are done. Okay, so now let's move to the back panel. Now we are working on the back panel. So I have the back panel already here. So this is the chest level, this is the bust point, this is the empire level, and this is the waist level. Okay, this is the shoulder line, here is the neckline, and here is the armhole. So I will be adjusting the armhole the way I did for the front, because basically I have the armhole depth for a top with sleeve on this pattern. So I'm taking this up by 1/2 inch. That is what I did on the front panel. This is a sleeveless top. I don't need that ease of 1/2 inch. So when you are making yours as well, make sure you use the exact armhole depth measurement you are working with. Okay, so now here is my chest level. I can clean this up. Now I've adjusted everything I needed to do. I've brought the chest line upward by 1/2 inch, and I also reconstruct the darts. Okay, so here is the armhole. As I said earlier, the back panel is usually a low back. It can either be a low back or without back at all, which means the dress can start from the waist level. Okay, whereby you just have a strap to hold the back together with the front panel. But in this case, I'll just be starting the back from the chest level. So this part, I'll be cutting it off. So everything I have for the upper part is no more part of the pattern. Okay, so that is what I'll be doing right now. And this also has to do with the type of design you want to have for your halter neck. A halter neck has different designs. You can achieve different designs when you are making an halter neck. So the type of design you want to have for your halter neck top depends on how you draft your pattern, okay? So this is the back panel. The back panel is ready, and I will cut out the front panel. So I have two lines here for the armhole. This is one and this is the second one. So I think I should go for the second one. Okay, I'm going for the second one. I'm cutting on the neckline. So the front panel is ready. So here is the front panel. So and this is the armhole. Okay. So the next step is to draft the neck band. In drafting the neck band, the neck circumference measurement is needed. You have to take this measurement on your client or whosoever you are sewing for. So if you don't know how to take the neck circumference measurement properly, please, this is very important so that you don't shook the neck of your client. There's a trick that goes into taking the neck circumference measurement in such a way it will not be too tight and it will not be too loose. So I have a well-detailed tutorial on how to take measurements on a female figure, whereby you will learn how to measure all parts of female figure correctly and purposely for pattern drafting. Okay, the video has been linked up in the description box as well. Make sure you watch the video after watching this particular one. So in drafting the band, I need the neck circumference measurement. The neck circumference measurement I'm working with is 15.5. Okay, after which you need to decide how wide you want your collar to be. Okay, your collar can be 1.5 inches wide, it can be 2 inches wide or 2.5 inches wide. So for the sake of this tutorial, I will be maintaining 2 inches for the wideness of the collar. Okay, so this side is for the length of the collar, then this side is for the width of the collar. Okay, so this is for that is the circumference of the measurement, which I'm using 15.5. Then I'll be maintaining this side as the center front of the collar, the center of the collar, center of the collar, that is CC. So which means I'll be inserting half of 15.5. Half of 15.5, half of 15 inches is 7.5, and half of 15.5 is 7.75. You can see how important it is for you to learn how to read your measuring tape. Okay, so you have to read every small lines you have on your measuring tape. I have the video already linked up in the description box as well. How to read a measuring tape for pattern drafting. How do you convert your fraction values to decimal, and how do you convert the decimal fraction to value? All are well explained in this video. So make sure you watch this video after watching this particular one. So after this point, I need extra 2 inches, which will make the collar to overlap. Okay, so if I don't need up to this, I can trim this off after constructing the band. So in total, I have 9.75. So here I have the point for the wideness of the collar. Now I will be inserting the width of my collar, which is 2 inches, and because it's going to be on 4, that is 4 inches. So after having this 4 inches, I need extra half of an inch on both sides to finish the collar. So I will be measuring 5 inches. So that is exact value I have on my pattern paper. 5 inches and 9.75. Okay, so this is what I'll be cutting out for the neck band. So the measurement I have from this point, which is the center front, to this point, I will insert on the upper part as well, so that I will have a perfect straight line. So guys, the pattern is ready and I can cut this out. Okay, When I'm ready to cut this out on fabric, I don't need to fold my fabric because I already have the measurements in double on the pattern. Okay, so this is the positioning on the fabric. I will just cut this out. Okay, so and I will have it like so. So the folding will just be only towards this side, so which is the center. Now it's time to cut out my fabric, and as you can see, I've pinned the patterns together with the fabric, and I added my seam allowances all around the pattern. I added 1/2 inch on the neckline, 1/2 inch on the shoulder line, this point upward, because the band will be attached to this area. Also the armhole 1/2 inch, and the side of the pattern 1 inch. Then on the waistline 1/2 inch. This is the upper part of the back panel, 1/2 inch is needed. By the side 1 inch. Then on the waistline 1/2 inch.